Right. Louise is from Nottingham area.
Okay, because there's another Louise that I've just recently met, and she's a medic veteran from Afghanistan, and whatever. Long story short, she has her own Zoom meetings with a support network. So how does this work? I should shut up and listen here. I'm tired. I didn't sleep for last night.
Right. The 24-hour.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'll quickly explain this first, and then Rebecca can explain about the outreach team.
Yeah.
So our 24-hour helpline, the crisis team, is this one basically. It's not just us on there. You've got other organisations that work with us that we know about are trustworthy. So all these numbers, all you have to do, you just press a button.
Yeah.
And basically connects to your phone. If you're doing it on a mobile, it'll ring it straight away for you. And that's it. You just call. So you don't have to remember any numbers, nothing. You just literally press the button. So we've got the same for Canada. So these are the 3 we found. So if you know more, just get in touch and I'll add them.
Okay. Oh, wow. And like there's just things I can just think of now, like the Hodgkins Ranch, and Dad knows them, and other support. So there's some support groups that only have maybe 160 people or something, like mine, but they do incredible work with veterans.
Yeah, there's quite a few little groups that do a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
Well, that's basically the crisis line. So anything that comes through that number, Louise and the team deals with it. I mean, I think there's 10.
Can you track a number and that disengages with you? Do you have that capability, or?
Well, when the number calls, there's basically, I think there's 10 people on the team that deal with a crisis. So if it's not answered within 10 seconds, I think, or 20 seconds, what happens? It goes directly to the next number in the line.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then it goes on. That's good. So if nobody picks up, it basically leaves the person's number and they can call them straight back. So what happens, the crisis team have got like a checklist to do. So they'll go through the checklist for these people. And if it's something direct with mental health or anything, what they do, they pass it straight on to one of the mental health therapists. And then they deal with the mental health side of things. And most of it's done on Zoom as well. So that's the sort of the basics of the crisis team. I mean, Louise was on here last night. She could have explained a lot more because I sort of try to stay out of the mental health side of things.
Yeah.
But if it's something that's not actual crisis, what she does then, she passes it on to Rebecca and her team, and they deal with it all. So if Rebecca explains a bit about the outreach team, then I'll talk you through the Vetnet, show you how it all works.
Okay.
Hi. Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Yep. So hi, I'm Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca. How you doing? I'm Gary.
Hi. So yeah, like Gary said, so Louise and her team will pick up the initial crisis, and deal with that immediately. And then when they've got them in a good place, they'll pass them on to me. Now, then, because I'm a therapist, but I don't deal with the emergency crisis. So I can provide them with aftercare, but also using the Vetnet, I will find them local ongoing help. So, like I say, Louise and her team deal with the immediate crisis. If they're suicidal, we can get the police, the ambulances, etc. They can give them initial immediate therapy to get them in a good place. And then I'll use the Vetnet and then find them the nearest ongoing support to them. Now, if I just explain it. So we've got another veterans charity in our country who what they do is they'll find a veteran, they'll drive for 8 hours, go and pick them up, take them away, back to their base, stay there for 3 days, and then after 3 days, they'll go home again. Well, that's great. You've had 3 days away, but then what about on the 4th day, the 5th day, the second week? So that, I mean, it's okay, but it's not great. It's not ongoing support in your area, because if you have another wobble, you've got to sit and wait for 10 hours for them to come and pick you up again. So to us, using the VetNet, we can get them the help as close to them as possible. So it's 10 minutes away, 5 minutes away. And it's sort of, that's what we do.
That's pretty cool.
But I mean,
So,
using the VetNet, Gary,
Yeah.
we reached out. There was a veteran who reached out, and he was in Spain. He'd been kicked out. He had nowhere to go. And between all of us, within 2 hours, we had him picked up. He had a bed for the night. The next day, he was taken to the airport. He was flown back to England, and we got him accommodation. We did all that within a matter of 2 hours using the VetNet.
wow.
So,
So,
I mean, that's the power and the tools of the technology, and now adapting it into whatever our groups.
I mean,
You know, where were you guys 4 years ago when those guys burnt down my ranch and terrorized me? I ended up homeless for 4 years. I didn't have no VetNet back then. I was homeless.
we started 4 years ago. It's been in the making for about 8 years.
Well, I don't know if you were on my Facebook friend show. I went and added a whole bunch of people in Britain crazily because I was trying to find my friend Mark Kershaw. Was the last he was in Royal Army Air Corps, and then he went up to be a Bobby. And I used to come to my farm twice a year, and I thought I wanted to call him because I lost the farm. I just want to tell him, don't go to the farm anymore. So I ended up with like 2,500 British soldier contacts. I still haven't found Mark Kershaw yet.
Oh.
You know what regiment he served in?
Yeah, the last one was in. Oh Christ! Okay, he started with 2-9 Commando and artillery. He was in the Falklands campaign. I met him in '86 and jumped with him, become friends. He used to come for Mark Kershaw. He was 2-9 Commando. Then he went to Royal Army Air Corps, trained in Suffield. He flew me around Suffield for a while, or a day, or after morning, for fun. And
if he was a commando, he'll be in one of these groups probably.
okay, 2-9 Commando. That's what I'm not 2-9 Commando, I believe.
Yeah, I think they're TA. I think they are, and they 2-9.
But I know they had some 450 Commando with them, some Remy, and they also had some Gurkhas. So I don't know what that means, if that means anything. But they were just on a jump exercise in Edmonton for fun, and I befriended them. There was a colonel here, and then also Gaz, a famous SAS guy, Spuds Murphy. He come to my ranch too.
All right. Yeah. So I mean, if you're looking for like prime example, you're looking for a lost mate.
Yeah.
So you know he's either Army, Navy, or RAF. Now this is all set up for the UK side of things, but there's nothing to stop me doing it for the Canadian side, the American.
He was RAF pilot. He was an RAF Gazelle pilot for a couple years.
So, I mean, quick example here, the RAF. So you got the RAF, Royal Air Force, and Women's Royal Air Force.
What about Royal Army Air Corps?
Right, Royal Army Air Corps. Right. Here we go. Go back. Right, so Army. Army Air Corps.
Gary, whereabouts in Canada are you?
Well, right now I'm with Dan here in Kingston, Ontario, but I'm originally from the Edmonton area. But right now, Kingston, Ontario.
Oh, okay. No, so my husband's just passed me. His cousin's living in. Oh my God, how'd you say that? New Brunswick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've talked to a couple guys in New Brunswick. They're helping me set up the Zoom stuff and the social media a little bit. Greg, I can't remember his last name, but I can find out Greg something. He's in New Brunswick.
Yeah, so Pete's cousin's been 25 years in the RAF, so it's and then moved over to Canada. Yeah, but new postmaster.
Well, I thought maybe something happened to Mark because he was so consistent and at least contacted me every year for 10 years, and then he just dropped his last job. He told me that he was getting his release from the RAF. He's done with the military. He's done his 20 some years, and he was taking a job offer to Vietnam as a helicopter pilot, help ferrying in minesweepers and stuff with something to do with the Diana Foundation or something. And I never heard from him again.
Oh wow.
Oh.
And he wanted to go partners with me on the ranch. I was gonna say, well, Mark, I couldn't find you, man. I lost the ranch. He bought some land in London, a flat they call it, or you call it, and he paid a pretty good deal for it. And then when the market went stupid high, like he quadrupled 5 times his money.
Wow.
And so he wanted to invest in a farm. He didn't want to live in a city anymore. Well, he didn't want to retire in a city. I know his family comes from New Zealand, and I know his dad had a sheep farm, and then my trail went dead because I lost all my stuff at the farm. I lost all my content. I lost my uniforms. I lost all my medals that I collected over the years. I collected medals. Yeah, they took my yeah, yeah, it was bad. And the police thought, oh, it's just a drunk ex-paratrooper. He's got PTSD. He's not making any sense. Oh well. Anyways, I'm changing the subject. I'm tired. So you can find guys. So what else? Okay, we can worry about the finding guys later. What do I'm a street veteran. I landed on the street. I don't know you guys. I'm a veteran for 10 years. I've been in the Army for 15 years. How do you engage me? Do you bring me a coffee card? Does someone call you? Like, how do you find these people?
Right. The way I've done this, I mean, I've spent about 4 years now just doing the research and adding bits and pieces as I find them. But we rely on local people to let us know what's in their area. Because there's only so much I can find on Facebook and Google, and that's it. And most of the links are Facebook related because, like I said earlier, it's a necessary evil that you've got to use to get your word out there and to find.
Yeah.
Most veterans use Facebook. They either use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. There's a couple going on MeWe, Telegram, and a couple of other platforms and everything else.
Yeah.
But the way I've set this up, it's the whole website's fully interactive. So you can leave comments, you can write what you want on there. There's social media groups on there.
Wow.
But I mean, this is a homepage when you come on here first. I mean, it's all.
See, when I first saw, and I don't know, someone showed me what Vetnet is, and it's just showing the graphs of what it, but I didn't see this.
Yeah.
This is wow.
Yeah. So I mean, this is the homepage. So, I mean, you've got your listings, events, social media groups, explore, the CSCA, which is what I've sort of called this, and it stands for the Combined Services Charity Shield Association. So it's where all the groups can come together on a neutral platform and use the tool. But it's getting the word out there how to do it. So I mean,
so when saying this, like you guys are putting this huge like treasure trove of all kinds of information and rescue stuff. What all the good things. I mean, sorry, I'm tired. But now
it's a neutral.
You guys can all communicate with each other. Like in the sense that I'm doing something in Kingston, and you know something you're doing in London. You got a better way of helping me in Kingston. I could see what your night was last night, and read what you did.
Yeah, I'll show you Kingston in a minute. What I've set up for Dan so far, and this is where it'll help you directly. But I mean, like I said, this is on the homepage. So if you want the map, you just press there, and that's it done. Simple.
Holy! Wow. Holy shit. Who's the mastermind of this little show?
Me, I've done it all. I got stitched up a couple of times getting people to build the websites, and I've just done it my own in the end.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, see, that's my challenge, is anything to do with adoption of city technology. I'm a dinosaur.
There's Kingston.
Holy shit.
So you've only got one thing in there so far that I know of. And all you do is you press that.
Okay.
And it will take you straight to their website or the Facebook group.
Yeah. No, that's okay.
That's how easy.
Yeah. See, I didn't even see these guys. I've been doing my own little research. This is brilliant. This is freaking brilliant, man.
It's a great tool, Gary. It's a great tool to be able to get help as quick as possible and as near as possible.
This is. Yeah, I'm not gonna. If I start talking, I'll never shut up. No, I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed because this is very impressive.
You know, we've had a couple of. I mean, I could call them rescues, I suppose. You know, we've got in Northern Ireland, we had a veteran. He needed to get out of there. His girlfriend was trying to kill him. She was feeding him meds, killing him. We got him picked up. He stayed in a safe house, if you want to call it, for 2 weeks while we got another place sorted out for him over here. Someone went, through networking, but just through using the Vetnet. We all
You
know
know,
people who know people, so it's bringing all
No,
that
Sat.
together. And there's no ego, Gary. There's, you know, what
No.
we all do it. It's quick, it's
Yeah.
quiet. We're in, we're out.
You know what? I was a damn corporal in the Army, and I got in, or if whatever, airborne, I guess, platoon, company, Red Devils, blah blah, trained internationally. And the thing is, when I got injured, and then when I was a businessman, entrepreneur, you know, not a millionaire, close. And then when things went bad in my life, it was 10 years of hell. 10 years. And nobody come to help me. I probably got on Facebook, hey, veterans, my own regiment has a help group. I don't know why they have it. Maybe the colonel didn't like me way back. I understand that. I hated him. He hated me. But that was 30 years ago. I called the line there, the Loyal Edmonton Regiment. You know what? I'm homeless, kind of need help, kind of embarrassed. Can you get one of the guys to call me? It's Corporal Faulkner. 2 messages, 3 weeks, nothing.
Well, that's one of the reasons we set this up, because even though, I think it's 1,700 military veteran charities here in the UK, I think there is. But a lot of them, when you actually get in contact, they can't actually help you, or they're bound by red tape if they're official charities. You know, they've got to fill out the forms, the paperwork's got to be done, the checks have got to be done, which is why we went down the CIC route, which is a non-profit organisation, which is what Dan set up at the moment, I think.
Okay.
Which means you can cut all the red tape out. And what we've done before as well, the charities can't donate to a CIC. But a CIC,
what's the CIC? What's the CIC?
It's a community interest company. So it's a non-profit limited company. So
okay, community interest company, and say that again. What was you saying? Like, who can't, or what would some people donate? What was that?
Yeah,
I missed that part.
If you're a charity, you can't donate to a community interest company, but a community interest company can donate to a charity. So if a charity calls out for help, I mean, CICs are officially sort of set up to support charities. So what we can do between like different CICs that are actually on using the Vetnet, if one of them cries out for help, which we've done in the past, there was an ex-para needed help with getting his car fixed or something. He'd been offered a job, but he didn't have the money to get his car fixed. So what we did, the guys got in touch with us, and we said, right, well, we haven't got enough kit in the fund to pay for it all. They didn't have enough to pay for it all. So between us, them, and Pete and Rebecca, we all chipped in money, got the money done, got it to him within 24 hours, got the car fixed, happy bunny, done.
That's the resourcefulness of the military family with whatever branch it is, and they use their initiative and make it happen.
Yeah, if you read this one here on the CSCA one, like I said, when you have a bit of time, just go through it all.
Yeah. Okay.
This sort of explains about the CSCA, which is what I was on about a minute ago.
Have you ever heard, and you probably have, Canadian Veterans Marketplace?
No.
There's got 30,000 plus members, and it's a place where people buy and sell stuff. Yeah. I don't know where they're based out of. I started by a few people about 3 years ago. But one thing with them, like, it's a place for veterans to showcase the products to sell and all this good stuff. But what's interesting about it, they also have in there in the main forum that you can post a need or a want or a wish or a gift. So, for example, one lady says, look, I don't have a lot of money, but I need to go redo my deck. I could, lumber prices have went up 6 times. Can anyone help me? Boom. Somebody calls her. Yeah, I live near there. I can give you a hand. Stuff like, oh, I got a free canoe. I don't want to have, I brand new. I don't want it. Anyone need a canoe? So they have that in the Canadian Veterans Marketplace. And I didn't know that I didn't discover that till last year.
I mean, there's a couple on here as well. Where are they listings?
It's a selling platform, but it's also more than that.
Yeah, so we've got the buy and sell sites, which are veteran-run buy and sell sites.
Yeah. Okay, but you know what? They should have their name in there for a help support network, because I see some of the messaging going on in there when I'm trying to sell something for a friend of mine, and there's, oh man, it's so nice. People, oh yeah, I got a canoe, and so we should talk to them and explain to them maybe that they should kind of have their support network mentioned more, because
Well,
there's
this
a
is what
tool
I'm
there. If
trying
I'm
to
stuck
do,
here,
which is why I'm going to set this up on a regular basis. Like I said, last night there was Dan in there, there was Paul Salmon, who's just started up this new thing about 3 months ago, which looks quite promising. And with the two matched up together, I think it's going to sort of go quite big. But the more
how are you
people-
funding this? Can I ask you that? How are you funding this? Like, who?
I'll pay
There's
for
got to be a
it
lot
out-
of money, time.
pay for it out of my own pocket, every bit of it.
Yeah, that's Dan and well, me in a
And I
smaller
ain't
way in
rich,
Edmonton.
believe me. I mean, we get what your post last night about the postcard things or the gift cards.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've got the membership options. So there's no difference between the paid members and the free members.
Okay.
So you can either pay £60 for the year or you pay £5 every month. And what this does, it's like a donation, basically. That's what the £5 is. It's a monthly donation, but it gives you a discount on the merchandise.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And we've also got a social media group set up for the VIP members. So any members that are like paid members, they go into the VIP. So if something comes through and we need to spend some money, what I do, I put a post in that VIP group and say, right, we've had a veteran come in, needs money for whatever. So they get a chance to see where their money's actually going.
Oh, yeah. That's fantastic.
So it's not just a case of, we'll take your money every month and that's it. We'll just spend it, whatever. We keep them informed what happens with their money every month.
That is something that I need to incorporate now into what we're doing, because this is the thing where you're going to get naysayers in there. People, like, for example, I had a meeting with a high level guy in the Legion network. His name's Dave Gordon. And he reached out because he heard what we were doing, and he didn't know Dan yet, and he didn't know me, and I'm still looking to get assistance to help so I can get back on my feet and help other veterans, and doing it this way, fresh start doing this, I can learn how to do this and help other veterans. But Dave Gordon's concern was there's a lot of vet help networks out there coming out. And what his concern or interest was to try to find out who were legit and who weren't, because there's only so many dollars in Canada to go for charities, and there's a lot of military charities. We got to find the ones that are good or not, and that's his job, not my job. That's not my job. My job's to rescue veterans.
Yeah, well,
do you find there's a lot of discussion?
When I explain about the VetNet, it'll all sort of come to light how it's all set up. If I go with the UK side first before I go into Canada and show you what I've set up for you lot. So you click on UK, so you've got England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland. Depending where you are, what region, I mean, pick anywhere in the UK.
Yeah. Oh, let's go. I got my friend in. Okay, I just talked to you last month. She's in. What's that Scottish town? Not Inverness. Dundee. Let's go Dundee.
Dundee. There's probably nothing there.
Okay, how about Glasgow? That's a badass town.
Glasgow Central. You've got Greater Glasgow, Ayrshire, Falkirk, Edinburgh, Lothians, and Fife. These are all the different regions for that area. So Greater Glasgow. So these are the organisations that I know of that operate in Glasgow, and there's quite a few more. But it's getting the local people to let us know what's in that area, because I don't live there. I don't know what's in there.
How are you reaching out to the public? Because you're saying you're getting the public contacting you and informed, and so the public is aware of what you're doing.
No,
and you help.
like I said,
So
I've been pushing this for 4 years.
So what I did in Edmonton area, what I started doing, and this has nothing to do with nothing, like just to kind of gather information, I would set up kind of like a booth, like at a trade show, or let's say a family festival. Let's say like Lock 50 had this thing for kids and families on July 1st, Canada Day. I went to that. Then in September, I was here, but my team went to the one on fall harvest days, and they passed out information about what we were about, and then people started to recognize the city of Leduc knows about it now.
A lot of like fetes and fairs and armed forces days and things like that. which a lot of the groups, they set up a little marquee, they've got the banners behind them, they've got leaflets and flyers to hand out and everything else. But when you're sort of self-funding this, you haven't got the funds behind you to spend on lots of merchandise and advertising and everything else. And plus I work full time. So I've only got like Saturdays and Sundays in between work to sort out.
So I think too, for solve some of these, like, obviously your strength, your biggest strength is working within these other organizations. And so I can't believe you've done this the way you have with that. You don't have a team. You don't have 6 people doing this.
It's taken me 4 years. I've got a team of 8, well, 7 others behind me now, including Pete and Rebecca. Okay. But it's a team of 7. I know I've got my back and I've got theirs 100%. And it's taken 4 years to find that 7 people. We've had loads of volunteers come in and say, yeah, we'll help. And all they do is just sit in the group, don't comment anything, or they just sit and watch. And to me, why volunteer if you're just going to sit and watch and not put any input in?
Yeah, and
I mean,
you always get those. You get the Peter.
But I need input from other people. So I mean, like from Dan's, which I'll show you in a minute on the Canadian side of things. After speaking with Dan, seeing what he needed, what he was trying to set up, I've sort of set it up the way he wants it, which is different from the UK side of things. So like UK, we've got obviously your regions, then in the counties, and then you can, if you want, you can close it down into towns and villages if you want, if there's enough support there. And it's like, so where have we gone? Ontario. So this is all the help that I've got listed in Ontario.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So like it's highlighted, so they're our trusted go-to group for that area.
Now, just a quick question for you.
Say again.
Have you got sponsorships for this? Let's say you go to Kingston and you talk with the Kingston group, us, and then we're reaching out for financing or funding or whatever. Like, have you ever kind of like co-marketed a fundraising campaign for, let's say, 1 month to say, hey, let's get this awareness program in this area? I guess that's what Dan's doing, right?
Yeah,
to get this out there.
That's the thing, because Dan's our rep for Canada for the Vetnet.
Okay.
While you sort of come on board, so Dan can spend a bit more time on the Vetnet and push the Canadian Vetnet more. That's why
you know what?
Jarrett in last night, because she's hopefully going to be taking over the rep for the USA. So she'll be pushing it over in the state side of things. But it's all about, well, it's network. I mean, I don't know all your contacts. You don't know all my contacts.
No, exactly.
But between us all, we've got different people we can reach out to and say, look, I've got, like Dan said, well, if we're reaching out to actors to try and get celebrities on board with this, he brought them on board.
Well, that's great, because that's something I have a few contacts in that world, and then I don't know what to do with them, So I'm not expert on dealing with that. So that's great. We can have somebody in that role or your role, like I can say, hey, how do we get Kurt Browning to come to us to deal with this streety bastard of a manager, so we can get him here?
Yeah, I mean, Dan mentioned last night he wanted to invite some general or something. Ex-general or general?
Dan wants to invite a general, you mean?
Yeah, apparently one of his contacts, he's got an ex-general.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
So he wants to invite.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, he's got contacts all over the place. That guy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I said, you've got contacts, we've got contacts. Between us all, we can get everywhere.
Oh yeah, and guess what? Some of the contacts I have are more resourceful than me and have more contacts than me. So
right, that's the way it works. But what?
And I'm not that resourceful. I'm just learning this. So this is going to be a major tool for me.
Yeah.
And then I'll let Dan do the marketing side.
Is this bit here, the Vetnet QARF?
Yeah.
The way I set the Vetnet up, I went like the whole of the UK first, then regions, then counties. I've not got down to towns and cities and villages and things yet. But the way Dan was doing it, he was doing it the other way around. So he was starting off in Kingston and trying to reach out.
Okay.
So what I did for him, which is the Vetnet
Yeah.
QARF.
Okay.
So, this,
Vetnet QARF. Yep.
so click on Kingston,
Yep.
and the same again. It's linked to your phone
Yeah.
number. So if you've got
can't
something in
see.
Kingston, you click on it, it dials your number. So you need a dedicated number that you can, either yours or Dan's, I'm not sure who numbers that's linked to. But when
Yeah.
you press that, it will dial the number for you.
Oh, really?
So you'll pick it up and say, yeah, I'm Gary, I'm such and such, such and such. How can I help you? And they'll say, right, we've got a crisis in such and such. So you'll have a team already set up in Kingston, all over Kingston, hopefully. So you can get on your network straight away and say, right, guys, we've got a guy in such and such a street, needs help. You can be there within 5-10 minutes using your network, using this.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
That's. I'm sorry. I'm just taking notes. I'm not ignoring you. I'm taking notes because I got some phone calls and meetings tomorrow that I listen better when I take notes, actually. So that is,
I'm actually recording the
fantastic.
Gary. So what I'll do when I've finished, I'll send it on to you.
Okay. 'Cause you're like the yellow pages for military help and support, but you're more than that because you're interactive and you're free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, where we gone? Canada.
But isn't the government and party in charge of whatever it is you have in your country? Aren't they funding this?
No.
No. Gary funds all of it himself. We fund, well, Peter, like my husband, funds our organisation.
Holy Christ. Well, Dad just lost 40 grand and somebody defrauded him. So we got an
Wow.
investigator looking at that out of Nevada.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, like I said, and anything you want to post on here, there's comment boxes on every single page. And all you do, just type whatever you want in there, comment, that's it.
and that's in that area. That's that specific area.
Yeah, so that goes to all these groups that are in Ontario.
Yeah.
If they knew about this platform, it only needs one person from each of these groups, whether it's the admin or a member, whatever. So if they see this post, say this one here,
Yeah.
yeah. So if they see this post, they'll get a notification come through anyway. If they see it, all they've got to do, press the Facebook or the LinkedIn or the Instagram or the Twitter, and they share it straight away. So you just write whatever it is in there.
So let's say I got 20 members on my off the road street team, whatever it is, street team rescue guys, and we're all members of our Kingston street team, but only 3 of us are on tonight, but 17 of us have our phone numbers and Facebook contact information. The 3 guys get held up in a rescue mission. We miss that. Other members could pick up on that messaging.
Yeah.
That is what you're saying.
Yeah. So you put a post up here, say for a homeless guy in Kingston. Yeah. So on Facebook, when I post a prime example, there's an ex-Scots Guard, somebody saw him in Glasgow. So they've gone out, they've been searching for him everywhere else. He was found this morning sometime. So I've been seeing posts tonight getting shared saying, can somebody help this guy? We need to get boots on the ground to try and find him. He's been found already. But because the closed groups on Facebook don't give you the share option, what they do, they copy and paste it and put it in their own group. So if you see a missing veteran, he's probably been found, but you're still seeing posts up to 24, 48 hours later asking for help to find this missing veteran, because instead of one beacon alert, there's now like 20, 30 of them, all for the same reason. So with this, if you put in there missing veteran in Kingston, yeah, so say it was this post here that you put up, missing veteran in Kingston. So if there's any updates on it, you just press reply, veteran found, update, done. So anybody that sees this can share in their own groups then, but you've got one central message board to get the message out to everybody.
Yeah, no. You know what? I was trying to think of something like that for VVS, and then when I come here, I was trying to think, and I couldn't even wrap my head around how we could do it or think about it. So I just dropped it. And Dan said he's got something going on with you and Vetnet, and I said, well, perfect. Now I understand what he's talking about and what you're talking about, and now I understand how far-reaching this is. This is a magnificent tool.
So like these ones here, I mean, like I said, I've only just found these on Facebook, but what needs doing is all these need to be sort of segregated. So you'll have ones for mental health, you'll have ones for homeless, you'll have ones for whatever, you'll have ones for social media and ones for social activities. So when you go on there, you'll see, instead of just seeing a long list of everything, you'll see exactly what you want: mental health support, crisis support, homeless support. So that's where I need people that can see this and willing to work on it as well, as you know, as part, because at the end of the day, even though I've set this up, I've set it up for you. So it's down to you to sort of let me know how you want it set up.
You know, I think what we should do, because this is a magnificent tool that's going to just really hugely change the world, how we engage veterans, at least in my thinking, you know, what I can engage with this.
That's just for Ontario. So if we go back, like I said, we've got UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Australia. I've not really set up yet. South Africa set up. The rest of the world, there's a guy just setting up a group in Germany at the moment for veterans that are over there.
Oh, nice.
But the great thing is,
you know,
Gary,
when you think about it,
2 weeks ago, when Facebook went down, no one could get any help. Facebook went down, Twitter went down, all of that went down. Vetnet never. Vetnet was still going.
Really? What? Okay. You know, this is just so interesting that this is wow factor. I'm still taking this all in. Let's say I'm a veteran and I've got another buddy veteran. He's in Thailand, and I want to go there for 6 months because that's the longest I could stay, or 8 months now to still be a Canadian citizen. I could go to the Vetnet site, let's say where I'm from, and say, hey man, I'm in Thailand, I'm stuck. Can you tell some of my buddies in Edmonton?
Yeah, so if we go to Northern Ireland, the Northern Ireland's a bit of a sort of funny one, really, because there's still a lot of security issues back in Northern Ireland.
Oh yeah. How's your encryption coding with this? Like, what's your risk analysis on this?
There isn't any really. Like I said, it's set up on Wix. And like I said, I'm no IT expert. I've just
me neither.
For the sake of it. And like I said,
I might be able to assist you with that and for some free.
The last one I paid out, which was quite a lot of money for, he's a registered Wix expert. He saw this and went, wow. He says, yeah. He said, I'll be able to help you on this, just to start it up. But he said it's the biggest website he's ever seen in his whole career. Now, my long-term plan, hopefully, is to get one of these big IT companies involved and actually build this from scratch to mirror image it.
That's a great idea.
Because Wix, I know for a fact, isn't strong enough. We need our own server, because if it picks up the way it should do, and you know, the site will probably crash every 2 minutes because it's just not big enough for it. Wix can't handle it.
So you need to talk to somebody like Bell or British Telecom or something like that.
Google, whatever, anything like that, really.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna massage my contacts a little bit on that. I'm weak on tech. I've got a few guys helping us with the tech thing now, finally, a little bit of help, but they're all over the country. But gotta think about no, I can reach out to some of my guys, because I think this is important that this Vetnet continues in Canada and, Christ's sakes, the world. I'm going to do my part, at least getting some type of funding from some of these. I know some people, connections in our Canadian telecom. And my doctor friend, Dr. James McDonald, one of his high school or his school buddy mate from grade school, He's worked for British Telecom. He's retired now, major player in that industry. He set up an island communication center and was the head broadcaster. I could talk to Doc McDonald, see if I can get in touch with him. I think he's back in Britain, and he might be able to set you up with funding this for you. And I'm going to work on funding this here.
You've only been on here, what, a half hour, and you've already brought a contact in. And that's what it's all about, is people like yourself, once you see it, and your face a minute ago was like Dan's when I showed him the first time. It was like, wow, yeah.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, he gets all these ideas in his head. Right, what if we do this? What if we do that? And if I haven't thought about it already, and if I can implement it in, I'll change it. I'll get it done. Because like I said, it's not my website, it's your website.
Yeah, hey, I just announced something like that in the room the other day. Like, I can't be bought or bribed or bought. I can make $860 a month. But you know one thing about where I say, like, I don't care about titles or money or anything. We have a mission, and we got to rescue veterans. That's it. And I don't care about my title or name or money. So, and if anyone wants to question me and my integrity, go hard. Actually, invite those type of questions and embrace them. Cynicism is good in healthy doses, but I'm open, and I'm not doing this for me. This is beyond me. If I was doing this for me, I would have got some sleep last night and the night before. I wouldn't be having chest pains this week. I'm doing this for the veterans that are sitting right there now. They're on their last dollar, drinking a bottle of whiskey and thinking about that bridge.
I mean, like I say, we've got the same setup for the states. Pick any state. Well, I've got them all.
Okay, let's go to Nevada.
Nevada?
Yeah, I got a couple Marine buddies in Nevada.
And Nevada.
Holy shit.
So they're all the groups that I found in Nevada.
Holy cats.
And half of these groups probably don't even know that the other one exists. And it's the same in UK, it's probably the same in Canada. They all set these groups up in their own little bubble. Instead of looking at the bigger picture and going, hold on, we've got this group, this group, this group, that doing the same thing that we are in the same region that we're doing it. Why don't we network with them?
Yes.
And that's what it's all about. I mean, what Rebecca brought up earlier on the map side of things.
Yeah.
You've got groups down here, support groups, that will go all the way up to Scotland and all the way back down again. When you've got all these organisations in between. So all they have to do, if we went into Glasgow, say, where's Glasgow gone? Glasgow. So you look in Glasgow and you say, right, depending where it is, right, let's go on that one. So you've got the Scottish mental health. So all you do, you click on there and you say, right, we've got this veteran in Glasgow, such and such. Can you sort something out till we get up there? So if they say, yes, we can do that, you might not have to travel all the way up to Glasgow to get it sorted. They might be able to deal with it in-house. If they can't deal with it in-house, then they can turn around and say, well, no, we haven't got the resources or whatever to help you, but we've got such and such a contact that can probably get there. So you're saving 8 hours time by using another organisation in that area already that can assess the situation, give you a call or send you a message and say, right, we've found him, we're doing this for him at such and such. We'll keep him here until you get up here. Or they might say, no, we can deal with it. All right, no problems. We don't need to drive all that way up to do it.
Well, that worked, Gary. Do you remember that one I had? I was on a crisis call, Gary, with a Scottish veteran who told me he was on a bridge. He was on a bridge and he was going to jump. I was like, where are you? Now I'm the bottom of the country. He's at the very top and I'm on the phone and this guy's standing on a bridge. So I'm telling my husband, who then got on his phone to a contact in Scotland, who then said, right, ask him where, ask him for a name of the hotel he's been staying at. So I'm keeping him chatting. I was like, so what's so bad about the hotel you were at? Where were you last night? That gave us a location for the bridge. Then that contact was able to meet the police at the hotel when they found him, when they got him off the bridge.
Crap, man. That's
and he was like 500-600 miles away.
That's fun. That's life saving. That's
It
life
is.
saving. You just, that's life saving.
The same
I mean,
goes-
the thing is, Gary, what I like, I think, and the best thing is, I work a full-time job. My husband's still serving in the RAF. Gary works a full-time job. Craig works a full-time job. We all do this in our spare time, and we've saved lives. It works, so.
Wow.
So
and-
like,
So
these are all the
just a little
members.
bit of funding and a little bit of help, you guys. Wow.
Oh,
I'm
it
just,
go
wow.
massive.
So these,
Yeah.
these are the members
Sorry.
on the map, Gary, that I've sort of ones that have said, we'll help if something comes up. So all the little yellow stars, these are all members from our group that have turned around and said, yeah, we'll help if something comes up in that area. So it's not just like the non-profit organisations, it's your own members as well. So I mean, there's no postcodes or addresses or anything like that. But if I know, go on there, Louise. So Louise L, F4V. Now I know Louise is a member of our group. Well, Louise is actually ahead of our crisis. But I know she's in that area. So I can go, right, yeah, such and such, such and such, right, we've got a guy in Haxey, which is probably only, about half an hour drive, if that, maximum.
Yeah.
Just if she was there and she could help, she'd probably get in a car and drive up there. So it's not, I said, it's not just the non-profits and organisations, it's your general members of the public
See,
want help as well.
That's because the thing is, I mean, you've just basically empowered thousands and thousands of people to become rescuers and assisting as good brotherly neighbor or sister neighbor.
Yeah.
And the thing is that this is insane.
I like that. We've got a group over here called All Call Signs. When they set up, they've got a brilliant system. I don't know how it works, but if they get a beacon alert come through, is what they call it, a beacon alert, same as what we've called it. So somebody will get in touch with them saying, right, my husband's gone missing.
Yeah.
Not seen him for 8 hours. He's turned his mobile off, whatever. So they'll say, right, where is he? Such and such an area. So they'll get the police involved, everything else, and they get search parties out. They've got drones and God knows what else to use.
Yeah.
And they do sweeps through the area. But unless you're a member of that Facebook group or you signed up to their messaging service, you won't get the notification. So what happens, somebody will see it, they either don't like the group or the people running it, or you can't share from that group, so they'll copy and paste it, save the photo, put it in their own group, exactly as explained earlier. So now you've got 2 beacon alerts running. But that's a closed group, so somebody else will see that, they'll share it by copying, pasting it. So now you've got 3 beacon alerts going. And it's a snowball effect. By the end of the day, you've got like 40, 50 beacons going out for the same guy. So all call signs will find him either passed or they'll found him safe. They'll put an update straight away. But all the other groups won't see that because they've shared and pasted it everywhere else. So you're seeing the same post for a guy that's been found up to 48 hours later, still looking for him.
That's freaking, it's comical, but it's sad because that's
Yeah.
taking away resources from people that need it.
And it's all to do with egos, a lot of it, because they don't like the other veteran, they don't like the other group because they're
Oh, I
better
know.
than them,
Well,
or they're doing
here's
something
the example
different.
that I shared with you earlier. Here, I'm really down, man. I'm hurt. I'm freezing, and it's minus 22 degrees Celsius.
Oh,
I call my
fuck that.
regiment, voicemail, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm finally broke down. I'm asking for help twice. I'm like, okay, probably the guy running the program 35 years ago hates me.
Yeah.
So
That's all it is. Whereas this, you don't need to join every single veteran group out there. So as long as you know about this, and like I said, it only takes one from each of these groups to know about it, to join the network, to see a post, they can share it straight away. And this
You know
is
what?
the bit that Dan was
I'm
about
on
yesterday.
I'm on 88 different groups right now.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It's
That's
stupid. So I'm gonna delete, probably keep 4 or 5 because the ones I like to go to, gold panning and stuff, but I don't need those 88 groups wasting my time anymore. I can go to Vetnet.
Yeah. But it only works if the other people know about it and they're on it.
Yeah.
So the more the
no,
word
exactly.
gets out, the bigger it will get. And that's why we still use Facebook a lot to get the message out there, because a lot of people don't know about the Vetnet or how it works.
See, this is going to be a silly question for you, baby. Well, there's no silly question. I used to be a member of an organization started actually in Calgary, Alberta, and I don't know if it's gone international. I know it's gone across Canada. It's called Child Find, and it started by these two ladies in Calgary or something. Anyways, I got involved. I worked with the ombudsman and so forth, and one of the things I really truly remember is this one dinner we went to, and it was the Punky Gustafson case is a famous case. Never found the killer. Well, they didn't find a killer for 20 years. My buddy, who's the private or constable in the City of Edmonton Police Service, he's the one who found the guy. His collecting of information found the guy. So where I'm laying down with this, I was trying to help them assist in kind of like a call-in service like this, because what Child Find does, as soon as this child's missing, they liaison with police, they put out all these posters.
Yeah.
But what I was trying to do was an emergency street team rescue approach to liaison with the police, because they can only go do so much, and to have our own little team go out there and canvass, actually actively looking for this little girl or boy in the first 24 hours, while they're assembling the search and trying to find her. And something having a tool like this. Now that was 25 years ago.
Yeah.
But if anyone looked at this for adopting it into finding missing children?
No, it can easily be adapted though. It's the same principle.
So
we've got
if Dan and I could work together, and I understand this more, and I just give my contacts to Dan, because that guy, when he gets on something, there's no stopping. I can't keep up to him. So he could be like a dog on a hound on a chicken with this one, a rabbit. But that's fantastic. So I think, I'd like to, we might be able to take this to Child Find.
Yeah. Well,
and Kurt Brown's involved, Wayne Gretzky's involved. Child Find's got a lot of money.
I mean, there's quite a few veteran groups over here that are dealing with, I mean, I don't know if you've heard about the grooming gangs here back in UK.
The what gangs?
Grooming gangs.
What the hell is that?
Basically, they groom young children.
Oh, okay. Kind of like they do in Jamaica and Africa.
Yeah.
Well, no, primarily it's, without being racist, Gary, it's primarily the Asian men will target young, mostly young girls from the poorer backgrounds, with troubled teens. Troubled teens, let's call them. Yeah. And they'll ply them with gifts and drink and drugs, and then then slowly they'll be in their clutches, and then they all use the girls for sex, basically. So yeah.
There's quite a few groups that sort of deal with that, veteran groups as well, that are highly behind it, trying to find missing children and everything else. So it's the same principle, whether it's a missing vet or a missing child, you still got the same organizations in that area that can help.
So what I'm thinking, because I'm sorry for me, I actively, my brain's going 100 miles an hour. I think this, just for example, I'm fixating on Child Find right now, because I was involved in some of the fundraising. I met some of the detectives. Actually, my personal friend was the police officer first on scene, and it was his investigating techniques, collection information, when he wasn't even a detective then. And he collected the footprints and everything, which 20 years later, when they found the guy, his information, and my friend actually was the head Crown prosecutor, Jason Track. You could fact find all this information, by the way. Jason Track, Crown prosecutor, City of Edmonton, Constable Bittman, Dave Bittman. He was the first investigator. It was on Cold Case Files on TV with that Cold Case Files guy, and I seen it on TV, and I didn't even know it was coming on, and I didn't have a chance to record it, but. Child Find needs something like this. I don't think they got something like this. I got to Google Child Find and get this to Dan, because, Dan's waiting for me in a meeting here in a bit, but he's busy talking to we're both busy. Just think, if you could get something like Child Find involved or interested in this platform, they might say, hey, wow, this is really good work. This would cost us probably $75,000 minimum to build. How do we get involved? How much money do you need? Can we adopt this and change? Can we use this, something like that, or hire you to work for us?
Can be done.
Well, like Pete just said, Gary, it piggybacks off each other.
Yeah.
because one of the things I was engaged with was when I was talking to Constable Bittman. When it's a fundraising dinner, Kurt Browning's there, Wayne Gretzky's there. I'm with the ombudsman for the Edmonton group, and one of the ladies, I talked to the mother of Punky Gustafson, and I won't get into the detail, but I talked to, and her stepfather was accused of the murder, and it turned out like what hell that stepfather went, and of course the mother and the whole family went through. He was innocent. But the thing is, what we were trying to do, and I was actually kind of spearhead this, is I was talking to Alex Weir and the lady, I can't remember her name, Gustafson, about doing something like this, so we could have this information out immediately at all the schools. And I'm sure the police do this and all this stuff, but I don't think anybody's done anything quite like this.
Yeah. And like I said, it's not just like the Vetnet is the sort of the networking side of things. Like I said, I mean, you go on the listings, there's everything else there. So these two are going to get binned eventually, the 24-hour charities, because they're all going to transfer them onto the Vetnet. So they actually where they are, where they're supposed to be. But then you've got the walk-in centres, which are like what we call in the UK hubs. So you can actually, it's a physical place, you can actually walk in and get the support you need. So there's quite a few of them. I've listed them on the map already. But then you've got your regimental groups.
Yeah.
Your Army, Navy, RAF. So if you're looking for an old mate from your Army times, you've not seen him, you just go on one of the groups. He served.
Yeah, like maybe now this weekend I can find Mark Kershaw or find out if he's dead, alive, or moved, or doesn't exist anymore.
All you do, if you know he was in a certain regiment or a certain squadron,
yeah,
and you didn't know about that group, you just click on the group, put a post in that, I'm looking for such and such. But instead of just,
well, he was in the London Police Force as a Bobby. Do you have a police?
Yeah. Instead of doing a blanket wide search for Facebook, you can narrow it down to a single group.
Well, Gary, that's part of the reason why I have 4,900 and some contacts, or because there was a year there I was just adding the shit out of people, and half the time I was drunk, so I was having fun with it.
Got the job sites. I've reached out to a couple of these job site people. These are all organisations that deal just with veteran employment. So
I got to contact the people at Canadian Marketplace because they have a job employment thing in there, and they're not even listed on your network, and they got 30,000+ members.
Yeah, and like I said, there's a live news ticker. So if a job comes in, they just get in touch with us. I can put it on there straight away, and it's done. So you've actually got a live news feed of current jobs waiting for people. What else we've got on here? So that was the job sites. So discount cards. I don't know what you've got over in Canada.
We haven't really got anything we set up yet, but I was looking at that. I wanted to have a United Federation type of a reward, not a reward, something to give them a discount at the stores that participate.
Like these ones, they're like discount cards. So you go into a store or a restaurant or something and say, you take these cards, and they'll say, yeah, they'll give you like 10 or 20% discount off your meal. And 9 times out of 10, they don't take them, but they'll say, thank you for serving. We've given you a 20% discount already. So there's 3 of them there. We've got over here called a Veterans Badge, which is the government UK thing. So they give these out. Veterans ID cards, they're supposedly bringing these in. It's been about 1.5 years now, I think it is. They've just brought out a rail card. So these are all different links. Go straight back to where you want it to. So all we're doing, we're just putting something on there that every veteran can find without having to go on Facebook and saying, can you help me? I'm trying to find the link for the rail card. I'm trying to find a lawyer, whatever. Like I said, we've got wives clubs on there. Like I said, it's not just the veterans, it's the families for veterans as well. Hence the name.
Okay, I got to eat my words here for a second. I apologize. This isn't like a glorified Yellow Pages. This is a fucking lifesaver for veterans.
I mean, these are all wives groups. We've got the Forces Brats. So all the kids are Army families.
Oh, nice. That's interesting.
So I mean, these are all the schools.
Holy Toledo.
So it's not just the serving and veterans. You've got everything else on there.
No. You got community support in here. You got so much of this stuff in here. It's so in depth. It's so connected. It's so brilliant.
I mean,
And I don't understand why nobody's funding this.
and like I said, it's not just, even though we're a directory, you've got all these on here as well. So veteran owned UK, veteran owned USA, veteran owned Australia, and they're like veteran businesses that run. So, I mean,
That's something.
because there's no point in us setting up a business directory if you've already got one existing. So all we'll do is say, right, you're looking for a plumber, go and ask on veteran owned UK. I mean, we have set up a business directory sort of at the moment, which I'm still working on. But you're only going to get 2, maximum of 3 people listed. So if the first one's busy, you can go to the second one, but they're only like highly recommended businesses that come through to us.
So let's say I'm a veteran-run business. I sell wood products. Do I have to pay $20 or $60 to join your fee, your first service?
No, it's free. Everything's free.
What? Even businesses?
Yeah. Businesses. Because
Did any of these creative thinkers and their wisdom using your services, they ever donated you some money?
Well, that's what we rely on. Either people donating us or spreading the word to say, guys, we're on the Vetnet now. Go and check us out. So people, what's a Vetnet? So they'll see it, they'll go on there and they'll, oh, what's this? Oh, legal services. Oh, I could do with a lawyer. So you click on legal services. You got Forces Law, JH Advice, Forces Compare, LCAS. It's things like that that you as a veteran, it's a common asked question. So instead of asking a question and embarrassing yourself, you can go on here and click straight away and ask the question direct.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's also good, Gary, because, you know, there's a few of us that have got to know each other over the last couple of years. Yeah. And we will say to each other, like, I'll phone Gary, or we'll message each other.
Yeah.
Gary, have you heard of John Smith? And Gary will say, oh, God, yeah, our dealings with him. It's a good, we can ask each other, have you ever dealt with, you know, John Smith? What's he like? What, you know, it's great because we all get to know each other, and because there's a few, you will get the odd veteran who goes through all the organizations and causes nothing but grief.
Yeah. I was worried about that.
I was worried about that. On your group the other week, it was a guy kicking off, slagging off Dan and everything else. So I messaged Dan and said, what's the score with this guy? So he sent me a private message back. Yeah, we've had dealings with him in the past. We've tried helping him. I think it was Gunny, I think it was Joe Gunny.
Yeah.
She messaged me. I said, yeah, we tried helping him in the past. He didn't want it. He wants what he wants. So it doesn't matter what anybody else says. No, I think you need this. Or, sorry, we can't help you. We haven't got the funding to actually help you. So what he'll do, he'll go on Facebook, he'll slag your organisation off, then he'll go on to the next one, hoping to get the same sort of thing. If he doesn't get that, he'll do it again, and do it again, and do it again.
I don't know if you, one thing I'm really impressed, well, I'm very impressed, always, more impressed with your whole team and your young lady there about with him. Anyways, what you were saying about we had a thing that we didn't find out till 2 days ago that one of the veterans that we were attempting and willing to help who quit on us was actually not a veteran.
Yeah.
But we don't know. We got to put that information forward for Veterans Affairs to find. It was actually the Legion Poppy Fund leader who found that out, or his bosses found that out.
We've got groups in the UK that actually deal with Walter Mitty's. So that's what they do. They go and find Walter Mitty. So if somebody comes on, oh yeah, just this guy said he was ex-para. But when he asked him questions, he couldn't answer them. He said, oh, I forgot. I mean, something like your regimental number, you never forget.
You never forget that.
So what they do,
I'm bad at remembering numbers, my friend. I'm bad. I suck. I can't remember my own phone number, but I can tell you this much. I know my service number.
Yeah. And it's something you never forget. But this group, that's what they do. They do the investigations on them. So, you know,
that's smart.
It's pointless us trying to do everything. There's no way you can do everything as a group.
Well, we're getting a little bit of attention here. I mean, Dan reached out to me and told me, and I was on I had to wait a couple of weeks because of a cancer scare, but Dan put money in my account within an hour, and I was, scheduling a trip to here. But the thing is, in this, Dave Gordon, a Legion Commander, a high up guy, his concern to me, because he's first time he's engaged, he actually called Dan. Dan passed it off to me because Dan's doing his area, I'm doing mine. We cross over a lot, but Dave Gordon was concerned in learning more about us, and I was really impressed with his incitement about what we were doing. But he's asking a lot of questions, and I was just kind of saying, like, what is about? He says, I have to ask a lot. I wasn't asking him to stop asking questions. I was just he kind of could sense that why all these questions? And so we have a meeting and talk. And we haven't met yet, but he said there's so many fraudulent charities coming out right now as false flags.
Yeah.
And these people are taking the money and doing other things with it and just helping out a little bit. So it's their own piggy bank.
Like I said, the way that this is all set up, like I said before, anybody can join. Anybody can start a Facebook group, start a charity up, whatever. But it's not until you get your word out there. And like I said, we know a lot of groups. Other people know a lot of groups. But it's, do they help? So when you come on anywhere on the Vetnet, you just see a long list like this. Now, like most squaddies, they'll go, yeah. They won't go any further. They'll probably only look at the first 3-4 things and click on it. So what we try to do, like I said, anybody can join in here, but what the idea is to get your name so that it's number 1 up there. So the more you do, you're going to go up there. So obviously the best that there is to offer for the veterans is going to be the first one you see. So if you click on that as a veteran, and you don't get the help, you message us back saying, look, I've tried contacting them, they fobbed me off, they can't help me for the next 2, 3, 4 weeks. What we can do, say, right, go on to the next one. If they don't help, so they'll just move right down the bottom. So that will go down there. So the one right at the end that's been added last, if they're doing fantastic work, all I'll do, I'll just move them up to the top.
And you want to do it, and the way you're doing it too, it helps the other groups if they find out that there's somebody that they find out he's not a veteran, and then he goes to another group. Those group already know that, hey, we found out, we think this guy's not a veteran, so that helps that.
Yeah, and like I said, it's all about networking. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Like I said, we don't say we know everything.
No,
we can't
nobody
do
does.
everything. We can't be all over the country at the same time.
I'd be afraid if someone told me they could do everything and they were the answer to everything, because I'd either be talking to God or the devil.
Yeah, and like I said,
doesn't exist.
It's purely set up for networking purposes. It's a neutral platform that anybody can use it, and it's a central message board.
So let's say my girlfriend, she's not a veteran, but she goes on the internet. I've gone to Europe for a week. She can't hear from me. Did she go on the Vetnet group and ask some veterans for help?
Yeah.
Me?
Because you normally find, I would say probably 8, if not 9 times out of 10, it's not the actual veteran that asks for help.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
It's one of the family members, but they don't know where to go because they're not serving.
Okay.
So
you just said an amazing thing here. I didn't expect that answer.
Yeah.
This is not just this for the whole community.
Yeah. And like I said,
we're going to get funding for this in Canada. Dan's going to find funding, I think. I don't want to say I'm over promise, under deliver or anything. This is so important that this network is good. No.
The wives, more than anything else, don't know where to go to. They'll notice a change in the husband, or the wife is the husband, whatever. Whichever way it goes, they'll notice a change in them, either mood swings or whatever. But who do they turn to? And like I said, we've got a female-only group set up, which we normally try and redirect the wives to, because it's all wives in there, or girlfriends, and they'll ask a question and look, I've noticed some swings in my husband. He's getting quite aggressive lately, whatever. So one of the other wives will probably pick that up and say, yeah, my husband went through exactly the same thing. You need to get him registered with a GP. You need to going on.
Holy shit, guys. No, it's got to stop. Stop. You can't do any more. Stop it. Because you're actually doing preventative medicine now. You're actually helping the government find out where the most problems are. What happens to be in South Glasgow, because we've got a concentration of veterans there that come back from Afghanistan. And how we know this? Because their wives and girlfriends or family are calling Vetnet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. I can only push it so much. And it's like, if somebody like yourself would come on, you've seen how it works, the pennies dropped, and he went,
yeah,
tell you what, and what your face is exactly the same when I showed Dan it, and Dan doesn't understand that properly. He wants more.
No, we're probably going to take us some time for that. And we're so busy engaging, trying to stay alive and grow. Like, it's difficult for us to sit down and for any length of time. Like, this is amazing. I could get this time with you, because normally I don't have more than 10 minutes, because I go on to a 5-50 phone call.
And now you've seen the basics of it.
Yeah, it's going to save me a lot of time.
There, and like you said, you might go on there and think, right, I've had an idea for the Kingston bit that I said about. Like the Kingston QARF.
Yeah.
So what you could do, if you want to get off Facebook and you just want to deal with your own groups, just go onto groups, or you can download the free app we've got if you want to use it on your mobile. It's the PC version. And create a group. So you can set your own group on it. You're the admin on it. You add who you want. You can set the privacy of it to public, private. Call it what you want. Add your images.
You guys are the Mark Zuckerbergs with all of the bullshit for veterans. You guys are.
But Gary, it's not just veterans. It's serving personnel as well.
Yeah.
My husband's still serving. We live on a military camp, well, an RAF camp. We've got guys, families on this camp who don't. Well, they reach out to camp. They reach out to the bigwigs, and then they get brushed off. We were giving out through the pandemic. We were giving out 10 food parcels a week to families on camp. That their own bosses weren't recognizing that they needed financial help because they're still serving. They were still serving, but they shouldn't have been struggling.
This story repeats itself in the same manner in the States, in Canada, New Zealand, Australia. Yeah. Maybe not so much Australia. I think they're the highest paid veterans now.
Yeah.
Or guys that are serving don't feel they can reach out when they're having a struggle with their mental health. I mean, it's different because my husband's RAF, so if he can't fire a weapon, it's fine. He can still serve. If you're what we call a Pongo, if you're still army and you struggle with your mental health, you lose your green card. You can't hold a weapon. You're out. So they come to people like me, to Gary's crisis team, and they can get a bit of help and they can carry on serving. I mean, don't get me wrong, Gary. If there was a concern for their mental health, I would call it straight in. I did it yesterday to a guy who's still serving. I'd never, ever not call in a safeguarding concern if I felt someone couldn't hold a weapon. But sometimes they just need a little chat. But if they admitted that to the bosses, index, that's it, out.
That's something that I can relate to in my personal experience directly. It's because when I was on a training exercise in Wainwright, and one of my comrades is my roommate, started to say stupid things and talking about killing people on the firing range and stuff. So I snuck out of the room and went and talked to the NCO and anyways, so he got taken out of the field, got medical help and discharged from the military honorably because nothing happened, but he admitted it to me and I was able to get that to the right because it looked like he was pretty serious about it. So, but now with the Vetnet and the incorporation of all this stuff, it's just so many levels that you guys, you're almost like a cyberborg information and a new technology way that it's not advanced enough to have people be afraid to join the site, but so in depth on just simple ways of finding and locating people and helping you or communicate. It's amazing. Like, you guys should be getting paid $1 million a year to make this work.
Like I said, with the social media group things, the way these are set up, that any veterans, saving soldiers, family members, whatever, if you're in that area, you join up. So if something comes in, like I said on the main page, on one of the notifications that I showed you earlier,
Yeah.
I'll automatically get the email for it to get it published. But as soon as I see that, I can post it straight into these groups.
Yeah. Yeah.
All the members of that area can see it and they can share it on social media. So you've got a two-pronged attack straight away. You've got the main page from the directory side of things, but then you've got the social media side of things, which is the groups. So they're not actual chat groups. I mean, that's our own one there. RCT Riders Backup. They've already had one group closed down before. With Facebook, the way they're doing controlling, restricting what you can post, going against community standards, everything else. If they get closed down again, they've got a backup here. And it's just the same as a normal group.
Who thought this thing up, by the way? Who is the creator of this this disaster of mine? It's going to be me
Gary.
spending way too much time marketing. Gary, yeah. I knew the answer already, but I had to kind of massage him a little bit. I know he doesn't have an ego, so I know he can't massage his ego, but I just started throwing some humor.
If you go into the blogs, have a read of that. That's my story, how it all came about. That was back in 2013.
Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah.
And like I said, the Vetnet's only sort of been live about 4 years.
Really?
Or we launched in 2018, February 2018. Started it in November 2017, launched February 2018. But the Vetnet,
You launched February 28th, 2018?
yeah, that's when we went live. And that was the basic
Right.
site. And it's changed a lot since then because a comment's coming through, or we might have seen them out, think, well, no, that doesn't work. That doesn't need to be in there. We'll get rid of that, but we'll add this. And because I wasn't getting anywhere in the UK wide of things, I thought, right, I'll have a look in the US and Canada. Started joining other sort of groups. I mean, Louisiana Veterans, your group. There's a couple of other American groups I'm in that are doing great work. So I'll sit and watch them, same as with Dan. I think I'll join these groups, watch what was going on for about 6 months. I thought, right, I like the way Dan's working. I see what he's about. So I messaged him and said, right, do you want to learn about the Vetnet? Jumped on board, saw it, same as your face now, jaw dropped.
I didn't even know you could see me. Sorry, I didn't know my camera was on. Yeah, I thought it was on. I thought I turned it off.
But you can see the big picture of it, how it can work. But then his mind starts going and he's thinking, right, well, if we do this for this and this for that and that, which is why I set the Kingston QRF up for him. Because he said he was bringing you on board for the homeless teams and everything else.
Yeah.
He says, how do people reach us if they see something? So that's what I did. I set the network up for the QRF. So if somebody knows something's going on in Kingston, they press the button, it goes straight to you, to the phone. You can answer it and say, right, well, I've guys there in 10 minutes, which is why it's called a QRF.
Quick response force.
Quick reaction force.
Or quick reaction. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was on what do we call it? Text on the team. We're going to, QRT, quick reaction team or something.
Yeah.
So the thing is, the brilliance. Are you guys working with first responders, or this is military only?
No, it's for first responders as well. We deal with firemen, policemen, social workers, NHS.
Prison officers.
Yeah, prison officers.
Lifeboat crew.
Wow. Well,
Mountain
Kingston
rescue.
has the most prisons in Canada. They got 4 of the largest prisons in Canada. So there's a good, healthy population of prison
we
guards
find,
here.
Gary, I don't know if it's the same over there, but we find a lot of the prison officers over here are ex-military.
Yeah, no,
Or
it's
they're
huge.
ex-police.
It's probably the majority of or it used to be for sure, majority of the workforce,
Along with
retired
the
police
inmates as
officers
well, though.
or military. Pardon me?
Yeah.
You've got a lot of veteran inmates as well. So
Oh, yeah, I was almost one if I would have decided to go after those guys that burned me out of my ranch, but I decided to have a heart attack and not do that instead.
Once you've got the fingers in the pie, so once the prison officers know about this, they'll know about veteran inmates, so they can reach out directly to them.
Holy
said it-
shit, I never thought of that.
It's not about us getting the word out. It's getting the word out to the certain people that can then spread it further and further.
Yeah, I can
Contact-
see why Dan's so excited.
Gary, contacting your local police stations, letting them know
Oh,
we've
wow.
got veteran support. What, you know, which officer in your precinct or in your station is veteran trained? What, you know, have you got a veterans champion in your police station? No, well, we'll give you the training. This is what you need to look out for. If you've got a veteran in custody, you give us a call. We'll be their appropriate adult. We'll be their support during interview. That sort of thing. If they're released from custody, one of your team can be there to meet them. You can go, if they have to go to court, you can have someone go to court with them. Go to the local hospital, go to the local hospitals, tell the hospitals, if you've got a veteran who comes in, give us a call. We'll have someone come down and sit with them. You know, if you've got a veteran that's injured and has got PTSD, might not want a nurse or a doctor walking towards them with a needle. They might freak out. But if the hospital know, oh, we'll phone Gary, we'll phone Dan, you know, we'll phone their team. You can get someone down there to give them support.
Yeah. Wow, no, that's yeah.
I mean, we've got, I mean, my organisation,
we've in together.
Yeah.
Like I said, I can't think of everything. I don't know everything. But then, like I said,
Really? I kind of fooled me. I thought you did because there's a lot of stuff in there.
done my best.
yeah.
It's like,
We're not knowing everything. You sure know a lot.
you might come up with an idea and think, well, hold on, if we did such and such, get in touch with me. I'll get it changed. I'll adapt it. If it doesn't work, I can change it again. So it's finding something that works universally for veterans, serving families, whatever. If you're anything to do with veteran or serving family community, it's bringing all these ideas in together to put on one platform.
I think, you know, in a weird sort of way, without sounding too embellishing a compliment, but in a way, you're kind of like the Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook. Like when Facebook started, it expanded into a whole huge, bigger platform, collecting information, having buyers and sellers. With this Vetnet, you've incorporated all these wonderful services together in so many different forums that, like, this is something that I don't think the Canadian or British military realizes the value that you guys are bringing to the table. And I think they're very misinformed if they don't think this is valuable, because this should be budgeted in their expenses right now.
Well, there's support. There's one organisation called Veterans Gateway here, which is, I'm pretty sure it's government funded. A lot of the people that answer the phone calls are civilians. They've got a card to read off, and I know this for a fact because I had a veteran tell me about it. He called up the crisis line or asking for help, and this guy said, hold on 2 minutes, just get my card out my wallet. He got his card out his wallet, he read off the card and told the veteran where to go to, which was another government funded mental health charity. He got in touch with them and they said, no, sorry, we can't deal with complex PTSD, we only deal with PTSD. So the veteran, he's reached out, he's gone from one point, got posted to another point, got somewhere else, couldn't help him. So now he's back to square one again. So where did he go to now? And that's the thing.
Yeah, I really want to really, you know, there's so many things that I have to, you know, bring to Dan's attention so that he understands. Like, I mean, there's certain things now. My brain is massaged here, like stuff for Dan to go, for me to lead him to with his. I mean, he's got enough with his own contacts, but the thing is, it's interesting that you just said something that tweaked me there. Shit. No, this tool that you've created, I can't remember what it was now, but this has to be recognized. And like Mark Zuckerberg started Facebook, and it grew and grew and grew. This thing is like a creation of its own in a way that is amazing and powerful. You're going to save time of police officers. That's what I want to say. I called a crisis network once. This is years ago. Things were starting to fall apart in my life.
I mean, I worked it out. I think there was registered, I think it's between 5 or 7 million registered veterans in the UK.
Wow.
Don't quote me on the figures
There's
exactly.
there's 647,000. There's 647,000 in Canada. I know that because I got that number.
Now you
the other day.
add the ex-wives, current wives, their children that have grown up in the military,
Yeah.
add their families to that, parents, cousins, uncles, aunts, that all support the military, what they do, you're probably looking about 20, 25 million, if not more. That's just in the UK. So the way
Yeah.
I set this up, if it works and it works to the way it should do,
Yeah.
in the UK, you've got like 25 million users. Because at the end of the day, it's a social network platform for the veteran community and serving soldiers. Anything can be set up, anything can be edited, changed within 24 hours, and it's all multimedia. So you click on it, you get to where you want to go. If you don't want to go to Facebook, you can click it and go to Twitter or Instagram or LinkedIn, or just stay on the own social media platform, start your own group up. So instead of using Facebook, use this. There's no restriction.
You see, this is where what I see right now, and then I'm just, I'm no expert. There's people that I'm getting messaging from because now I'm the CEO, and people are messaging me, and they don't want to really engage with the Veterans United Federation on Facebook anymore. They're tired of it. Now I got to get them to the Vetnet and just figure something out with Dan, or how we do this, how he does it with you, so that maybe there's people that don't want to go on Facebook but still want to send a message to the Federation of Veterans because they have somebody that is missing, or they have somebody that wants to help or something.
There's still a lot of
They want to go on
veterans that don't
Facebook.
actually use Facebook.
Yeah, there's people that just recently, a nurse, lieutenant colonel, she quit the group in Facebook. She's tired of it. She doesn't want any part of it anymore. Now, I don't know what got her to that. I haven't got a message back from her, but there's something about infighting in the group, in the messaging.
Yeah,
And so people don't want to hear family fights or friend fights or fights against the Legion, or some comments were directed towards the Legion Poppy Fund in Kingston, and because they probably don't like Merle, because Merle, he's rough around the edges, but you know what, Merle gets things done, and he's helping me to get to where I need to go so I can help other veterans. So this I don't know what to say. I'm pissing people off already, because when I ask, tell people that I don't want to be defensive, but I'm trying to be.
Sometimes
people
you've got to piss people off to get to the right people.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, that's amazing. I'd like to continue on, but I didn't sleep for the last 2 days. I slept 4 hours yesterday.
Well, the basics anyway, Gaz. So, like I said, any questions, just drop me a PM.
Yeah.
We'll and set this up on a regular basis. So it'll probably be
you and John Grenier, the only guys that I've never seen too fast here. I post a message in Federation, and within seconds or minutes, you've actually read it and responded. It's amazing. I don't know how you do that.
Like that, the only way to see everything is to try and be in every single group. It's mental.
So that's because I'm on 88 groups that some of them I've only visited once, and that was my addiction atmosphere head thinking. So, and then, but this is now I could, for me, it's trying to be the CEO or volunteer or whatever I am. Now, instead of me going through those 88 groups, which isn't even all of them in Canada, I just go to Vetnet.
I'm just trying to see how many groups I'm actually in. Wherever it is, about. So groups. Doesn't actually say how many groups I'm in, but
more than one, or maybe more than a half a dozen, eh?
Yeah, there's a few of them.
Yeah, a couple, anyways. Okay, more than a dozen. I believe you. More than a dozen.
Right, so I love you and leave you. You've seen the basics. So if you need any help or
Yeah.
you've got any ideas, let me know and I'll get them changed for you. All right.
All right, sir. And thank you. I know I wrote your name down.
Rebecca.
So, Miss Rebecca. Thank you, Rebecca.
No, thank you
that
for your
is so
time.
reforming. Well, anything I could do to help Dan assist you guys is going to be. This is fun. This is exciting. This
Yeah.
something
The
is
easiest
exciting.
way to do it, when you're putting your posts up, just add links to the Vetnet on it.
Okay, sorry. I'm sitting here right now on the phone. I haven't. Dan bought me a new computer, but I haven't even had time to set it up. And I think like we're pretty much broke now. I think we're gonna have gas money till he gets paid. Okay, I want to go on Vetnet now. I can't remember how I got on last time. Was that Dan? Or is there just a link? I go on Vetnet and I could sign up myself with with the Federation.
You could just go in Google and just
Yeah.
type in families for veterans. I'll send you the home link anyway. Where we go.
Okay. You got my email?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. We're going to chat.
I don't know if I have it in the group. I don't think I have it on there. Because I had some, when the ranch was destroyed and stuff, I had death threats and all kinds of stuff. And I had to kind of go watch for my girlfriend from afar and track these bastards. And so I kind of went in hiding for a while. It's quite an interesting story, Gary. When I come to England in June, I'm going to come visit you, and I'm going to show you some videos and tape recordings and pictures because my story is so incredible. No one believes me.
Yeah. You'd be surprised the amount of stories out there.
Well, I bet you've heard them all, or a lot of them. But you could probably write several books. You could be up there with William Shakespeare, but all veteran stories.
Quick one, Gat. Are you happy for me to share this on social media, are you?
Pardon me?
I said, are you happy with me sharing this video on social media?
No, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, that's all right then. You all right with that, Bex?
Yeah, it's all right, mate.
Right. So
And if this is going to go on social media, I want I'm tired, people, but I tell you, get into this Vetnet. They need our support. We have to get some fundraising money to these people through our own initiative and support. Because if we don't, we're really not doing ourselves a service. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Cheers,
I'm going to
Dan.
go back in and be unsociable again. So.
Okay.
Right.
anything I
later.
can do, reach out. Dan's your man, though. Dan's your man. You probably got the best guy in Canada for that job. So, but I got a lot of contacts that I could give to him that he could work with too.
Right. Pass them my way. Invite him.
Yeah,
in.
I will. Well, no, I'll pass everything, double copy everybody.
But the easiest thing is, like I said, once you get a list together of people that you think
Yeah.
are interested in this,
Yeah.
let me know and I'll set up another meeting. Get them
Okay.
invited and I'll show them, do exactly the same what I've done with you. I'll just show you how it works.
Yeah. I have to step back. I have to let Dan take the lead because I can't even accomplish what I'm doing right now. But I will still contact you, let you know who I talked to, because there's going to be conversations that I'm going to have while I'm out there tooling around. And I'm going to just be so excited to explain this to somebody a little bit. And then I could pass them to Dan, but let you know that I talked to this person.
Yeah.
One, i.e. on Monday, I'm calling Child Find headquarters out of Calgary, Alberta.
Like, so when you go on the website first,
Yeah.
what I'll probably do, I'll probably send you the link for the app as well.
Yeah.
You can download the free app. So you've got it all on your phone. Now, the app is mainly used for the social media group, but you can still
Hey,
find
Gary.
stuff on there.
Dan just showed up.
Did he?
Are you guys on a Zoom?
We are.
Okay, because I asked you earlier when it was and I didn't get the link, so.
All right, sorry. Well, you said you didn't.
Dan's
work the
got to learn to
weekend.
pay more attention to the CEO because I'm the CEO. I'm going to hold him to the fire because he could have found out from me when the Zoom meeting was, so I don't buy that one.
I came in here 8 fucking times and I couldn't talk to you.
No, you call me. You knew I was at a Zoom meeting.
No.
So, yeah, we have these conversations every day. So he's going to be in on this pretty quick. He wanted me to learn more about it. So now that I'm open. I've learned. I don't know what the proper word is. Wow. That's all I can say. Wow. Okay, airborne. Wow. It's like my first jump. Cherry's been broken, man. It's not so bad once you get full canopy. I can hear the birds singing now. Oh, wait a second. Gunfire. Do these guys that we're invading, do they know about the Geneva Convention? We haven't hit the ground yet.
All right, guys, I'm going to call it a night anyway. All right. So,
All right, sir. Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting. What time is it there, by the way?
it's now 20 to 8, but the wife's already walked out. So
What time is it?
20 to 8 at night.
28? I can't hear you.
20 to 8. 1940.
20 to 8.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so 2,200 hours.
No, 1940.
Oh, 19. All right. All right. Thank you so much.
That's all right.
Thank you for extending your patience with me. That's all I can
That's
say.
all right. That's what we're here for.
Okay.
All right,
I
guys,
promise
take
not to
care
be
anyway,
so.
all right?
I promise not to be so labored next time in my babbling. I'm just tired. Okay.
No worries.
All right,
God bless
take
you
care
guys.
anyway, all right?
Good night.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.